Alright guys, this is JOATD. I'm going to show you how to install this Soundstream amp. This is a ST4 channel 1000 watt D-class Bluetooth amp. As you can see, that's what it is down here. This amp is really small, but if you see my hand, I mean, that's how big that amp is basically. Alright, so what I did was I took 8 gauge. I wanted to do 8 gauge. So we got power here, we have negative here. So I ran the negative. Oh, and before I tell you where I ran it, I am gonna put a fuse here. I just haven't done it because I don't have the fuse for this, and I wanted to see if it works. So I'm gonna fuse it. Make sure you fuse this wire. Never run a wire straight to your amp without being fused, because if you get like a spike in power, it's gonna go straight to the amp and it's gonna blow the fuse on the amp, probably even blow the amp. You want it to blow this fuse that I'm gonna put here first. Alright, so I ran this all the way back. I know it looks a little messy, but I haven't zip tied anything yet. Power wire going all the way to the back, and then you got negative wire going all the way to the back. They all go back here, and then they go out the side. I drilled 2 holes in the plastic here, one for the positive, 3 holes actually, one for the positive, one for this remote wire that's that I got connected to a fuse that won't turn the bike on until I turn the key on. Oh, well, it won't turn the amp on until I turn the key on. And then you have this negative one that's kind of hard to see that is coming out of a hole also. So off of this amp you have 2 red wires. I guess it needs to pull that much power, so they had to do 2 red wires for power. And what I did was I soldered these 2 red wires to this 8 gauge, and then I put marine heat shrink on it. Marine heat shrink has glue or adhesive in the inside. It kind of keeps it from getting water in there. Same thing with the black. I took the 2 black ones and I soldered them to the 8 gauge negative wire, and I soldered them and put heat shrink on them too. I know I have heat shrink here too, but it was an accident. I had already soldered all of this and I didn't have any heat shrink on it, so I cut it here and put heat shrink on it, and then soldered these wires back together because I didn't want to pull out the pins out of the harness. I didn't want to pull the pins out because I didn't want to damage them. Now, I had a problem with the first amp. It would not turn on. It wouldn't turn on because there's a mistake here from the factory. This blue wire, this is your real remote wire, but they got it in the wrong, area. It's supposed to be up here where this orange one is, beside the red, but it's not. So basically, this orange one, which is really the remote out color, is really the remote in, and the blue one is the remote out. So it's a mistake coming from the actual factory. Somebody switched these up. So if you're having a problem with your amp not turning on, this is the reason why it's not turning on. The only reason I know that is because I called technical support to make sure that it wasn't me hooking the amp up incorrectly. So, and then you got all of your speaker wire harness, and I'm soldering all of those too. As you can see, I'm trying to keep it focused. I'm soldering all those too. As you can see, I take I do one at a time. I want it to sound as good as it possibly can. And on the front, you have the gain and the high pass. this sticker right here is supposed to go on the front of it, and it tells you, you know, the front gain, high pass, front, high pass, rear, and the gain on the rear. And you get two of these. You get a black one, and you get this white one behind it. Let's see if I can get it to come out. Yeah, here you go. So you get two. You get this white one, and you get the black one. You can put either one on the amp. And when I get everything situated, I will play it for you guys and let you hear. It sounds so good. I'm hooking up all the speakers, the one on the swing arm and the 6 up in the front up there. But basically, that's all you have to do to hook up this amp. Like I said, please make sure that you put a fuse here. I'm gonna splice a fuse into it, but I just wanted you guys to know that's how you install the Soundstream Bluetooth amp 1000 D class. Alright guys, have a good one. Subscribe, like, dislike, whatever you feel. Alright. Alright guys, I got the amp installed, and I just wanted to let you guys hear how it sounded. I even got the tail fairing back on. You kind of come back, you can see that I put the tail fairing on, and you cannot see the amp if I go up underneath. See that? So basically that amp is sitting basically from here, to about right there, and everything goes back on like it's supposed to. I still haven't spliced that wire yet, but let me let you guys see how it sounds. Tell me what you think.